This video is brought to you by sellcashier.com. Sellcashier compares iPhone prices on the internet and then gives you a quick code to get you the most cash for your iPhone. Check the description down below for more info. What's up everyone, how's it going? This is Watch, hope you guys are all doing well, and in this video I'm going to be discussing my top 10 reasons why I think the new Pebble Time is a better smartwatch than the Apple Watch. So specifically in this video we're going to be listing off my top 10 reasons of why I think this is a better smartwatch than this thing. So let's get right into it. Now the first thing I want to mention is that Pebble as a company has been making smartwatches for a lot longer than Apple, and they really have some experience in this category. They were the first to really popularize and introduce smartwatches to the mainstream population. So you can see by this new OS and this new Pebble Time where that experience comes from. And the first thing I want to mention is the fact that the new OS is very easy to use, very intuitive, and a lot more simpler than the Watch OS we have on the Apple Watch. And specifically speaking, I'm a big fan of the new timeline interface that they have. It's basically a system that allows you to focus on what a smartwatch should be really good at, and that's managing your time. So basically in this new timeline interface, you can see what's going to come up ahead in the future and what time events have already occurred in the past. So this is a really handy feature that you can completely customize, whether it's related to your work schedule, to certain appointments that you might have, to even weather and sports information. This feature can only grow with time, and it's definitely a handy feature that is really essential for managing your time. Now, number 9, this is a feature that is currently not available right now, but it is in development, and it's basically this whole notion of the smart strap idea. Now, the Pebble is kind of a simple device. There's no doubt about that. There's no heart rate monitor, there's no NFC like we have in most of the smartwatches available today. On the back of the Pebble, you'll see on the charging port that there's a couple of different connections that will allow you to interface with these smart straps. And basically what these straps will allow you to do is add future features to your Pebble, whether that be an NFC connection, a heart rate monitor, perhaps an IR blaster, GPS. The sky is the limit over here. Right now, even though this is a pretty simple device, this whole idea of the smart straps to expand the capabilities of the Pebble is a really unique idea that I think will be one of those killer features, and more specifically diversify the functionality of your smartwatch to your specific needs. So this is going to be a really great opportunity for a lot of developers out there, and currently right now there's a whole DIY project of how you can create your own smart strap and interface it with the Pebble Time. So really exciting stuff there, and certainly nothing like that available on pretty much any other smartwatch platform. Another great feature of the Pebble Time is the fact that you have quick launch functionality. So because you have physical buttons, you can either hold the top or bottom of the button and give it specific functionality, whether that be opening up your notifications or opening up a specific application. It is fully customizable, and it's a feature that I use pretty much every day to pull up my notifications or to send out a tweet or anything like that. So definitely a handy feature that the Apple Watch lacks. At number 7, much like the original Pebble, you still have the option to use any universal 22mm strap. So it comes with a pretty good strap to begin with, but you can easily choose your own and customize your own strap. Use any 22mm strap available on Amazon and hook it up with the Pebble Time, no problem. So a lot more economical and easier solution than dealing with the whole strap system that Apple has set up, which is not bad, but fairly expensive and in my opinion overpriced. Continuing forth, we mentioned that the Pebble Time has physical buttons, and that's probably one of the great advantages of it for me personally, because one of the aspects about having physical buttons is that you don't have to intuitively look at a touchscreen all the time in order to control the device. You can just basically press a button to dismiss notifications, to dismiss any kind of alarms and things like that. Great when you're waking up in the morning, and certainly there's some advantages to physical buttons, and that's certainly the tactile sensation that you get. And even though it doesn't have a touchscreen like most of your smartwatches, I think physical buttons is sometimes a good way to interface with the watch, especially when you have such a small screen to begin with. Moving forward, another great thing about the Pebble Time is the fact that it's one of the only smartwatches available right now that is cross-compatible with both iOS and Android platforms, and it has thousands upon thousands of devices that it can work with. So that means no matter what smartphone you have, unless you have BlackBerry or a Microsoft phone, you'll have no problem in terms of compatibility as long as you're on iOS and Android. Furthermore, because of the screen technology, the watch stays on all the time. So you no longer need to flick it up like you do on an Apple Watch because it has an OLED screen. It can't turn on all the time or else your battery life will go down the drain. But because this is an e-ink display, it can be left on all the time and you always have access to the time no matter what situation you're going to be in. Furthermore, another great aspect about the Pebble that I really like is the fact that it's passively illuminated. So especially when you're outside in the bright sunlight, like what we have back there, you're gonna see a brighter screen. So the brighter the sun, the brighter your display. A feature that pretty much many smartwatches don't have, including the Apple Watch, which is illuminated using OLED technology, which is pretty bright nonetheless, but certainly cannot compete with the sheer level of experience you get when outdoors using the Pebble. Furthermore, it does have a backlight and it is a color display, so there are improvements there compared to the original Pebble and compared to most e-paper displays. Number two, one of the biggest notions of why I think the Pebble is better than the Apple Watch has to do with the value proposition. It's going to retail for about $200, about $150 less than the cheapest version of the Apple Watch. And that right there is a pretty big difference when you're looking at the realm of smartwatches. And certainly somebody can make the argument that the Apple Watch is a more premium device in the sense of build quality and internal architecture. But in real life, when you use the Pebble Time, it's very snappy, very responsive, no real complaints there in terms of its actual capabilities and navigation speeds. Now, I should mention that you are going to have the option to get the Pebble Time or the Steel version, which is going to retail for a little bit more than the Pebble Time. But generally speaking, even the Pebble Time Steel will still be cheaper than the cheapest version of the Apple Watch. Now, my number one reason of why I love the Pebble so much has to do with the battery life. Basically, on my personal test, I got over 6.5 days of usage on one charge. That's pretty darn incredible. And certainly the original Pebble got about that same amount of battery life, but this thing is more powerful and has that color display and certainly has a lot more features than the original Pebble. So very, very impressive to see. Comparatively, at the best day, your Apple Watch will last you about 2 days to 1.5 days. The fact of the matter is that the Apple Watch, much like many of the standard smartwatches out there, has a regular screen that's going to use a lot more power, has faster internal architecture that's going to again use a lot more power. So you're never going to have battery performance that'll really rival anything like the Pebble because of the architecture on the Pebble and that e-ink display, which just sips battery life. So if you're like me and want a device that you just have to charge every week or so and don't have to worry about battery life at all, the Pebble Time is in a class of its own, and it's pretty much uncomparable to every other smartwatch that you're going to find in the marketplace. But really, other than that, guys, that's really it. Make sure to leave your comments down below letting me know what you guys think of the video. If you're in the market for a new smartwatch, which smartwatch do you think has the most to offer? Love to hear all your comments and opinions down below. Give us a thumbs up if you like this video and check out the main comparison if you haven't already on the channel. But really, other than that, guys, that's really it. We'll see you later. Take care. Now, just one last thing, guys. Before we leave off, I want to mention sellcashier.com. Basically, one of the biggest problems about upgrading to a new smartphone is what the heck do we do with the old version? Do we sell it, put it on Craigslist, eBay? There's a lot of hassle, and now there's a great solution for it, and it's basically to use sellcashier.com. So if you have an iPhone, basically SellCashier purchases your iPhone from all the major US carriers. They currently only operate in the United States, but it's really simple, fast, and secure. They actually compare all of the best prices online for your current iPhone, depending upon what kind of condition it is in and everything like that. You're pretty much guaranteed to get the best possible price for your existing iPhone. And as a bonus, they can even send you out a prepaid shipping label so you can ship your iPhone to them for free. So definitely check them out. There's been actually a couple of viewers that actually went through SellCashiers and had a positive experience. I want to thank all you guys that help us support the channel, and I want to thank SellCashier for sponsoring this video. But other than that, that's really it. Thank you so much again for watching, and we'll see you later.